All right, we're back this Saturday. The Jimmy Kimmel LA Bowl, SoFi Stadium, Oregon State plays Utah State. And right now, you've got a Utah State alum joining us. He played there from 2009 to 2012 and ranked 7th all-time in rushing in school history. Went on to the NFL, played for the Colts, the Cardinals. Kerwynn Williams is here. What's going on, Kerwynn?
What's up? What's up? How you guys doing today?
Good. Kerwynn, you're originally from Vegas, and you live there now. How did you decide on attending Utah State?
Man, it really came down to one phone call I got from the whole coaching staff. I was definitely a late addition to the team. It was late into the signing day. I'd actually committed to go to University of South Dakota, which is a D1 AA. But I got a call from Coach Tuyaki, who was a running back coach up there at the time. Got to speak to Coach Anderson, and I really believed in what he planned on doing for this, for the school and for the team up there. So that changed my mind, changed the direction of what I was planning on doing.
Nice, yes. And you played when you were there. We're talking about the bowls, the Jimmy Kimmel Bowl. You played in 2 famous Idaho potato bowls, which I imagine was pretty cool. You had a huge game in the 2012 bowl, I was looking, right? 18 rushes, 235, 3 touchdowns. Is that your favorite college game, would you say?
I would definitely say that's up there for sure. Beating Utah would definitely have to be right up there as well. But that bowl experience, you definitely can't beat. It was something that we hadn't had the opportunity to do for a long time. And it was something that was a goal for us, when we first got up there. So to be able to do that after those 4 years, and especially get that bowl win was huge. It was like a goal that we said we accomplished.
And I love the bowl games because I love football. And we love as much football as we could get. But what percentage breakdown? You could answer generally, or for the Utah State teams you played on. What percentage of guys are into the game versus the ones that want to move on? Of course, now the ones that go pro decide that they may not even play the game. Do you feel like it's still, I guess it depends on the situation, the coach, how motivated you are. But is everybody all in on these bowl games?
Everybody's all in. I think it's, especially in my class, our whole class was all in. It was something that we had never done. It was something that was, far out reaching for us that, we weren't expected to get there. So most guys are using that as an opportunity to kind of push their careers forward. People who are on the cusp of getting to that point of having an NFL career, you use that opportunity as an extra game on a larger stage to push your stock up. So I think everybody should be into the game, should be focused on what's going on, and it shouldn't be, a personal thing. At the time as well, when I was coming out, that wasn't really something that the guys were doing. Guys, were focused through the game, and they played through that game, whether or not they were supposed to be a high draft pick or not. So I think it really is more determined on, who the player is. And I think that, the Aggies have players that are all bought into the system. And I think that's what you'll see when they play their game.
I'll tell you what. I'm forwarding right to Coach Utah State. That's a great pep talk. That's going right in the locker room. They should boom that in right there. It's for everyone to hear. Who is the best Aggie player of all time? Is it you? Is it Bobby Wagner? Is it Merlin Olsen? Chris Cooley? Jordan Love?
Man, that's a tough question. I mean, I would have to say.
Could say you.
No, I definitely wouldn't. I'm not going to say myself. I would have to go with. I probably would go with Bobby. I got the opportunity to play with Bobby. He did some amazing things, at Utah State, just in, single season tackling, was amazing. And the way he flew around the ball and the way he played with such, energy and such tenacity, even when, when he wasn't always feeling up to it. One game in particular, I can remember, I want to say it was the last game, my sophomore year, he broke his arm in the first half of the game, played the rest of the game and laid both sides in tackles. So,
wow.
With one arm. So, I mean, just things like that where, how he was on the field and just a selfless guy off the field. He was always looking out for, his teammates. So definitely I would say if I had to pick, he probably is the best Aggie.
Yeah. Interesting. Okay. Well, that's not a bad choice at all. All right. Now you're getting 7.5 points. I don't know how much you've watched the team this year playing Oregon State in the Jimmy Kimmel Bowl. Sell me on Utah State. Why grabbing the 7.5 is a good bet?
I think it's a good bet because, as long as we play consistent and, and stay focused early on into the game and keep the game close, I think the Utah State is a great playing situation, throughout the season. Anytime the game has been close and they needed that last, minute drive, they've been able to pull that out. And I think that that's something that, the great teams are able to do. The UNLV game, I had a chance to watch, up close and personal, see them go on that, on that last minute drive to put themselves up, at the end of the game there, just different things like that. Good teams, always play good in situations, whether that be 2-minute drill, special teams when they need to play. So I think that's why I would put my money on Utah State, because they play good situation football, and that's what you need to win games.
Now, you said you would put your money. Are you going to bet? You should bet like $25,000. Are you going to do that? I think that'd be a smart move.
It said 25. I think that's a lot. That's a little steep for mine. I grew up in Vegas. So I know about gambling. So I stay away from the tables out here.
Which high school did you go to? You grew up in Vegas, you said, right?
Yes, sir. I went to Valley High School out here.
Okay. Were they good? So there's Gorman is that's the one, right? Like my cousin went to Clark. My cousin Jimmy went to Clark. Maybe not so good, but Gorman's that's the powerhouse team, right?
Yeah, I feel bad. Clark, when I was in school, they hadn't won a game in like 3 years.
Right.
So that, it was probably tough if he was going to Clark back in those days. But Gorman definitely was. They were a good school. When I was in high school, I want to say the big name at that school at the time was DeMarco Murray. He was going to. Right. He went to high school there at the time, but they surprisingly not, they didn't win state. When I was in high school, we were a pretty good school too. We were perennially in the playoffs, and put some good dudes out as well. I want to say one of the dudes played Stevenson Sylvester. He was ahead of me. He actually went to University of Utah and ended up going to play at the Steelers. So
nice.
I would say, yeah.
Well, I have a bone to pick with you. I hate to end this on a downer, but I was on SportsCenter. I think it was 2014, 2015, and I had won 13 picks in a row against the spread. And they wanted me to pick all the playoff games. I said, no, I like one playoff game, and that's the Arizona Cardinals going to Carolina, getting 6 points. And I knew Ryan Lilly was a quarterback, and you were the running back. And you were in that damn game until the very, as bad as he was, and it's okay. He'll never hear this. We can go off on Ryan Lilly. He was terrible. And I think you lost 27-16, but it was like 20-16, late into the fourth quarter. Did that aggravate you as much as me? I know the answer is no, but.
Oh, it definitely did. I mean, especially, it definitely aggravated me more to lose the game. I wouldn't necessarily say it's on one player, but I would say it aggravated me to lose the game for sure, because to come that far and we had overcome so much during that season. Like I want to say 3 different quarterbacks have been playing and we were still able to win, and the defense was playing lights out. It was one of those. Right. It was one of those situations where there's 2 types of quarterbacks. I would say there's a game manager and there's a game wrecker, like a dude that's going to go out there and throw for hundreds of yards, in a game and 5 touchdowns, more like a Pat Mahomes type guy. I think it was each quarterback played their role. They did their thing and they competed at a high level. I think it was tough, getting to that point where, we were so close to getting to the Super Bowl. I think that was like 1 game away that year. Yeah. And then the next year we were right there in the NFC Championship. So to get there twice and to lose, it definitely hurt. Because you don't know how many opportunities you're going to have to get back there and play again or to get to the Super Bowl. So to not have that opportunity and to lose that game like we did, knowing that our defense was playing so well that season, it was tough.
Yeah, you're telling me that there were guys talking about it in the huddle about like my streak and everything. Like, hey, we can't let y'all down. Like, we at least got to cover the 6 here. What are we doing, guys? Let's get it together, or just keep that to yourself.
Yeah, I think everybody, if they had any side bets in the game, I think everybody was keeping that to themselves. They were really catching their, kind of watching and paying attention to what was going on to the picks and to fantasy picks, especially that week. I think they would have to take that up with their fantasy coaches.
Gotcha. So tell us before you go, let us know what you're up to now. You have a store, right?
Yes, sir. So I just opened up a small grocery store down here in the Arts District. We're going to be growing our own produce on site, as well as, not giving away, but selling all the, the household goods that people need, from cleaning products to baby food, different things like that. So
nice.
Done some real estate out here in Las Vegas, trying to stay busy, stay active in the community.
Yeah. Excellent. And it must be doing very well for you to be putting $25,000 on Utah State plus 7.5.
That's what I'm saying, right? It's got to be going well. But, as I said, there's always a disclaimer when it comes with betting. When it comes to betting, I always give a disclaimer. If you're going to do it, go big or go home.
Yes.
Hey,
that's right.
Just don't lose your home.
Right. There's a second disclaimer, and it's like, don't put your life savings on Ryan Lilly. But you don't have to. It's the first one.
It depends. I hear he's a pretty good coach now.
Is he? Okay.
Yes, that's what I'm saying.
Well, thanks for coming on. I appreciate it, Kerwynn. You were great. Jimmy Kimmel Bowl. Yes. Go. It's 4:30 this Saturday, December 18th, sponsored by Stiefel, LABowlGame.com. Tickets start at $32. Kerwynn Williams, thanks for coming on, pal. I appreciate it.
No problem. And go Aggies. Appreciate you guys having me.
Thanks a lot, Kerwynn.
Good job.
Way to go, Kerwynn. Thank you.